Originally, I would have given this video a script, but because I'm lazy, why not make this video, unscripted? What? You're watching a video where the thumbnail is basically just like the fucking I worked for Mr. Beast, he's a fraud video. Which, by the way, most of the stuff has been debunked, so yeah. Okay, let's begin the video. This is Bendy the Gaming Demon, a YouTube channel of under 10k subs that makes videos like these, animations, AI covers, your usual stuff for autistic YouTube. You might recognize him for his popular hated characters that didn't deserve the hate videos, which is an extremely popular video series he made. And this is Pinky Vor Edits, a person on the side famous for making fetish art of Poppy from Dandy's World. Mind if I mention this guy is 16? I do know there are people under 18 on the side that do these types of arts and actually do them pretty well, but these guys' arts are just not bad. I mean, they could just use some improvements, but yeah, they're just mediocre at best. And that's from a person who is still stuck in Demon on Hell. But what if I told you that BendyTube Gaming actually is the same person as Pinky Vor Edits, even though Pinky Vor Edits literally said that they are not the same person? Here's some very obvious things about both of the users. The art style? Familiar. The use of the Android exclusive app Prisma 3D? Both of them do. Even down to the lighting itself feels a bit familiar. However, we can't use familiar looking art style to determine that they're the same person, just like finding an image that is almost identical. And that's why going to the older videos to find some familiarities of the stuff Pinky Vor Edits posted. And some of the newer videos. In the dark secret of Duolingo teaser, someone is dressed up as the company's mascot Duo. The costume itself is literally just a green onesie with black gloves. This is our first Pinky Vor Edits connection. The user uploaded 3 IRL P-Shooter costume Vor images, which likely use the same onesie. Even the colors feel a bit identical to each other. Not to mention, the TV stand, and blue quilt can be seen in BendyTube TV's other videos, such as the Following Luigi series. All 4 parts were released the same day on September 12, 2019. All of them featured a younger BendyTube Gaming. Well, the first 2 parts are not really noteworthy, but Falling Luigi 3 and Falling Luigi 4 contains the same objects I mentioned like a few seconds ago. If you're wondering what part 3 and 4 looks like, here it is, I guess.
Why is the door not closed? Not me.
Can I also mention that all 3 of those images were made before the sequel Duolingo's teaser came out? Or the dark sequel Duolingo? I don't know, I keep forgetting the title sometimes. I don't know if he dressed up as the Pea-Shooter for Halloween, but it might be a possibility. The person also animates using a thing called stick notes, which the user used the exact same web model for a Vor image on DeviantArt, and even Poppy from Dandy's World got the same treatment, a video on YouTube and a Vor image on DeviantArt. I know this kinda counts the familiar art styles thing, but there's a lot more to talk about, like the Fun Video TV models also being used in a Vor art, or even this. Fortunately, it's just an image of the Angry Birds Star Wars Princess Leia Stella plush with no alterations. Meaning I don't have to censor it, but it's still strange regardless. I can't even find any evidence that this plush is connected to the BendyTube gaming channel as well. Before we go to playtime territory, here's a little disclaimer. Pause the video to read this. Okay, it's now time to talk about the bad shit. So around late 2023 to early 2024, this person made Vor arts of an aged-up version of Playtime. I know I could have added the boldy "I need bleach from my eyes" video, but in my opinion, that meme is heavily overused, and I can see why. I mean, me in 2022 until the middle of 2024 was a fucking weird thing. I was fine with aged-up characters to the point where I was obsessed with them. Heck, I asked someone to make a literal comic that contains an aged-up character I made of me making the dialogue, but I already explained it in the past, and I don't feel like actually explaining it again. And it would just be out of place for a video about BendyTube Gaming. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about the aged up version of Playtime in the art season is because of many separate things about it. You know the video compared to this specific Prisma 3D made fetish art I mentioned earlier? What if I told you that this Playtime model that was seen in some of the videos that he created was used in a Vor fetish art featuring playtime. You know what that means? That's right, it's time to bring back the creepy Norbot image on a non-shorts video, which the original thing was actually from a video I created as a joke, even though it's just a modified version of a clip from Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul, but yeah. You know, I actually can't find the original playtime model used, but apparently I think it was likely made by Bendy Tube Gaming, considering that the only Prisma 3D playtime model out there is actually, like, a different one by a different person. Maybe a reason why this model is not really known is because it likely got deleted later on, but yeah. And if you haven't vomited already, well, things are gonna get weirder and weirder as we go on. This person actually owns a Playtime plushie. Now, what could you do with a Playtime plushie that is now considered kinda rare? Definitely not this, unless if you're Bendy Tube Gaming. The first part is before digestion, and the second part is after digestion. And oh look, it's the same blanket used in Falling Luigi Part 3 and 4 and the pea shooter thing. You know, thinking about that Playtime plush, I actually did own a Playtime plushie that was officially licensed, just like his, which is somewhere in the house, but it reminded me of an incident of that plushie, which was actually from a time when I was basically fine with aged up characters. And well, basically, it was... I also might as well say this, but fortunately the Playtime plushie isn't even damaged. And the only thing that was damaged was actually happened when I was a kid with the hair problem of the plushie. Even though the hair itself is actually sewed in pretty well, apparently the hair itself can easily get removed over time after wear and tear. The Playtime plushie itself wasn't really taken to school that often, and my Baldy plush is the only one that was taken to school that often. And that's from a time when, before that virus stuff happened in 2020. Even though I regretted my own actions I did last year, it still won't fix the irreparable damage of the art and stuff I made last year of an aged up version of the character. There's a lot of stuff I could have mentioned, like the raw arts of Dashia that he created when the person was around 17. Well, Pinky 4 Edits actually did apologize for making those artworks, due to him not even knowing that the person was under the age of 18, but the user still hasn't deleted every single fetish art he created of Dashia, or the trace art he created that used like fetish arts of Amy Rose and Pibby, which are underage characters despite them being fictional. Remember, just because an underage character doing this type of stuff, even on more adult stuff, is legal in certain countries, with some countries having grey areas, it doesn't mean this type of stuff is legal in other countries. The only people who would laugh at it and actually compare the UK one to a scandal would have to be lolicons. And finally, a non-messed up one this time, BendyTube Gaming uploaded a new logo for his channel, which unsurprisingly has the same characters that also appear on his DemonArt account. With two of them I didn't even mention in this video, Ginger from Someone Fishy, and Pocoyo from the show of the same name, which fortunately is a bait and switch. It's blurred when you actually don't have mature mode on, but if you have mature mode on, it would show this image. It would have been fine if the joke was original. That Pocoyo one reminded me of the People Who in Pocoyo video. So yeah, unlike what Pinky 4 Edit said, they are the same person. Remember, please do not harass the person. Apparently Pinky 4 Edits or BendyTube thing, whatever you call him, doesn't even block people who criticized him, or even just ignore it. I also kind of wish he would have just moved on from this stuff instead of like being on DeviantArt. And while I'm still on the hellhole of the side, I still have some dignity for crying out loud. I can't think of something else to say other than stay random, everyone.